Alright, welcome to another video from PoorGuyTactical.com. What we're going to look at today is our UBR style stock. We are selling this for the AR-15 real steel 223-556, and I get a lot of questions about what's the difference between the Magpul and this replica stock, and the answer is there's not too much in the way of differences. It has the storage compartment just like UBR, the buttons for remove, preset, and then your slide. You can use preset screws in different locations down here to set your preset, so it only opens to a certain point and it only closes to a certain point by moving these screws. Comes with QD sling swivels, the large upgraded Magpul wide cheek rest. Comes with real steel buffer tube. This one we've had some problems with longer screws, and anyway, it bit into this buffer tube. Been doing some testing with this. I've got over 2,000 rounds through it. It is a USA made buffer tube. The storage compartment panels are removable. Slides open and closed real easy. Trying to think of anything else. Now, one thing to note, the strike plate for the Magpul will not fit this. The dimensions are very different. Weight it's a lot lighter than the real Magpul UBR. It doesn't have a dimpled finish. It's more of a smooth. Actually, I like the finish better than the real steel. It doesn't have the dots for the pins. It's not steel reinforced, so it doesn't have the extra weight. I mean, it's a good quality stock. Looks, performs at the cost of about $100 difference. Now, this one just got pulled off a rifle, so it's showing us some minor scuffs and scrapes. But we'll bring in this one. This will be your Magpul UBR stock. As you can tell, there's it's got a different finish. It's more dimpled. It's definitely a lot heavier. Screws that are still inside. Storage container. Your preset. Now, this is another thing on the replica. When you push the preset, it stays. Same thing with the remove. When you actually got to disengage it. So if you hold remove, which I like this, off he goes. So you got your two pieces. Whereas on your other Magpul, if you don't hold on to it, well, this one's got the preset installed, and that won't go off. Presets installed on the last setting. Of course, you can move it. And this is your Magpul version. You can tell they're engraved. They're not laser engraved. It's actually engraved. And let me pull this one off. You can tell the difference between the two. Alright, one thing to note on the ones we are selling, we had one come back, and of course this is not covered in our 100% satisfaction. This end cap that we've got here, this part right here, and this little nub right there, it's a pot metal. The real steel is a magnesium alloy kind of thing. It's really hard, really sturdy. If you don't hit your preset and you beat to separate the stock, you will break this piece. And I've got this one right here. This is one that came back. Customer said he didn't like it. Turns out he had broke that tip off. Now you can put the screw that comes with it. It comes with 2 screws, so you can set it for your preset. So this one's still usable, and we're sending all of them out with this piece in just to protect this piece. So a lot of guys are getting it, not knowing how to take it apart, and once it gets stuck, like I said, if you don't hit the remove button, remove button's right there. If you don't hit that remove button and hold it, it catches this piece, the little cams that are inside. So, and what it does is it moves it over for remove and over again for preset. Now again, like I said, you gotta actually physically turn it off, whereas Magpul, of course, you have a timestamp in there as well, but it automatically comes back. So, it shows some of the polish that the Replica doesn't have, but it actually I like that better anyway. Another thing to note, let's see if you can see it. You can see little metal insert tabs all down along on both sides. The polymer is actually reinforced with the steel inserts, which give it the heft. I mean, this was extremely light. This is solid. Now the plastic polymer on both of them is solid, but there's just added heft, a little heft between the two of them. Let's see. Get that in there. Like I said, again, you can kind of tell that Magpul has like a matted, almost dimpled finish. It's still smooth to the touch, whereas the Replica is nice, smooth. Almost have the fiberglass look to it. And again, you just push the remove, hit the button, and slide it on. Now these screws here, the other thing have come back, same customer. When you tighten it down, you can over tighten it and strip the threads. The threads, these bolts are not meant to hold the tube in. There's actually a screw. Of course, I didn't put it back in, but the screw that attaches to the buffer tube is right there. So that's what screws into the stock. This screws in, and that holds your stock on. These screws have nothing to do with the attachment point. So if you screw and screw trying to get it to bite in, it's never going to happen. It doesn't work. And this one's got it in. Same thing. This one, when you slide it in, they're screwed in. It still free spins. It's not meant to bite. These screws on the real one and Replica are not meant to bite the tube. So that's that. And I gotta tell which one's which. Preset. Again, this is what I was talking about. Now we'll go ahead and pull the tube out. The Magpul is very slick and smooth. Nice. I mean, it's polished. It's extremely well built. Actually, overbuilt. It's intended for a war environment. And the Replica like I said, and that's one of those things where if you leave it pressed, of course you wouldn't want that to happen in war, but we're talking about average shooters. out shooting. So 9 times out of 10, that's not going to be an issue. Now this one, it's sticky. It's not as slidey, or not slidey. It's not as slick in its movement. You got to put some pressure to change, which I again like better. So just some small differences. Other than that, there's no difference. Well, if you're asking me what I have on my personal rifle, and the answer would be the knockoff replica. Now, you'll probably want to know what's this. I've stempeled the lower receiver, or not the lower receiver, the lower of the stock. Gives it a nice grabby surface when I'm pulling it out back and forth. So, but yeah, I've got a AR-15.com Magpul replica lower receiver and MUR Voltor upper. So that's what I've got on mine. I love it, like it, and you will too. Like I said, everything we sell is 100% satisfaction. If you're not happy for any reason whatsoever, send it back for a refund, full refund. Now, if it's damaged anyway, we'll deduct. If we can still use it, we'll give you the majority of your money back. Had this guy been honest with us, we would have still gave him most of his money back. Probably would have done a 10% fee because it's still usable. But we missed that one, but we won't miss the next couple. It's just something to watch out for. Like I said, this is the stock we're selling. We stand by at 110%. They're selling for $155 shipped to your door. $15 more, you get the buffer tube. I know the buffer tube. Buffer tube comes with it. $15 more, you get the buffer spring and the buffer. We also have lower parts kits, so if you need those for building a lower receiver. So 155 shipped, 170 shipped with complete kit, everything you need, spring and buffer. Hope this answers some questions. If you have any more questions, not the greatest video in the world, but I hope it does what it's supposed to do. Again, this is Mac with Poor Guy Tactical. If you have any questions or comments, you can get a hold of us at sales@poorguytactical.com. That's a wrap.